Welcome to Plurality with Primo, the series where we shall discuss plurality and learn about how our system, the Morningstar Collective, functions. Today we will learn about what an alter or headmate is, and I will discuss the experience of having headmates from my perspective. Please note that when discussing experiences, we or I are strictly speaking from our experiences. Others may experience things differently, and that is what makes plurality in the human experience beautiful. No one is the same. So, what is an alter? Alters, also known as headmates, parts, personalities, and fragments, are the distinct identities and persons within a system. Basically, the different people within the same mind and body. Alters can be very distinct from each other, having different personalities, emotional expressiveness, behaviors, and even appearances and memories. They can be very different from the system's bodily age or appearance, such as myself. I am an older man in the body of a young adult. For some, the differences in appearance can be distressing and uncomfortable. For others, such as myself, it is not a big deal. Memories can also vary, and personally, I carry many memories from a specific traumatic experience in our collective life, as well as memories of my own that are not bodily related. I will clarify what I mean by this in my discussion about fictives. Alters can experience the world in many ways. Some are given specific duties and responsibilities, and others exist with more of a sense of identity and purpose beyond completing tasks. For example, one alter may show up to simply do the laundry. Another may show up in response to a mess, but does not only show up to clean up. The latter case is my own experience. At times, I show up with the express intention of cleaning up our room. However, that is not all I do, and not all I show up to do. I also listen to music, I socialize, I make these videos, and sometimes just go about my day. I have a tendency to come out to explain aspects of our experiences, which is why I started this series, but that is not all I am. Some alters harbor symptoms of a disorder more strongly than others, or have tendencies that are specifically their own. For example, an alter may show more symptoms of depression than another. One alter may have anxiety, and another may not. One alter may speak in an entirely different manner, or move differently than another. These mannerisms and attitudes work just as two different people may behave or act differently. Again, alters are usually quite distinct from each other. Another good example of alters differing from each other is in age. Like I said earlier, I am an old man. I am in my late 60s, but the body is in its 20s. Another alter, Punk, who has uploaded here before, is very nearly identical to the body's age. Another alter, known as a little, is a child. We all exhibit different traits because of our different ages, but nonetheless we all inhabit the same body. Now, something you may wonder is how many alters can someone have? The truth is, the number is very likely infinite. The brain is a powerful tool and can store information unlike any other animal's brain can. This allows for identities and traits to expand and change, and like any person, alters can change and evolve. Alters can split or form sub-identities. Systems can have subsystems. However, I will not speak much about that, as the experiences and examples we use are from our own experiences. As of the time of writing, we have over 20 known headmates. These range from frequently appearing headmates to some that may have only come around once or twice. In terms of who shows up rather often, there are about 10 of us, if memory serves me correctly. I keep track of our switches using an app called Simply Plural, which has helped us all log time out front and communicate with each other. What is fronting? Fronting is the act of being the headmate in control of the body. Right now, I am fronting. Later, someone else will step in front of me and take control. That is called a switch. If you picture a large car or bus, we can clarify this idea. Right now, I am the driver. I can see the road ahead. I have context for what we're doing and where we're going. I'm using the wheel. At times, someone might be in the passenger seat. This means they can see where we're going, have context for what is going on, and even communicate their thoughts to me, but they are still not driving the car or the body. Then there's the back seats. Everyone else is usually in the back seat, sometimes able to catch a glimpse of the road and gain context, but usually not enough to know what is happening. So when they front or take the driver's seat, I may have to fill them in, or otherwise an outside party might have to fill them in on the context of what is happening in the world outside. Again, this experience is our own. Another system might describe this very differently, or not even have a way to describe their experiences yet. That is okay. Learning takes time. When we first became aware of ourselves, it was a stressful and painful experience. It took months, even years, to properly communicate with ourselves and with others about what was happening. Even now, we hesitate to make ourselves known to our friends because of the stigma associated with plurality and the disorders associated with this experience. It is not easy, and at times our system has failed to keep us all safe. This is why I want to discuss and share these experiences. Someone else out there may have a friend or family member who experiences life similarly to us, or even share the experience themselves and not know how to word it. I hope this information is spread and that more people can continue to understand this experience. Individuality is not always restricted to the body you're in, but is expanded in your mind, and I think that can be a wonderful way to exist. In my next video, I will discuss fictives and factives, what those terms mean, how alters with such a label come into existence, and how it ties into the system as a whole, and more. Stay tuned and take care. Have a good day.